Alrighty guys, it's Qaaman here today, and I know a lot of you are probably thinking right now that I don't sound very good, and the fact of the matter is that I currently have a flu and my voice is very weak right now. But it's been a little while since I've gotten out a video for you guys, so I think it's just fair that both parties do what they need to do. So in this video, I'm obviously going to be doing a review for episode 32, which is called The Match Begins, Everyone Head to the Nameless Planet. So without wasting any more time, let's get straight into this video. Now, on the subject of the plot, it's pretty straightforward. The Z Fighters are basically gathering for their upcoming Universal Tournament, and we finally get a chance to see all of the new characters that are introduced, which include Botamo, Cabba, Frost, Magetta, and obviously Hit. So I felt like this episode did a good job in not only just introducing these characters, but also having all the Z Fighters gathering for the tournament at the same time. And it managed to get something done, as we also learned who Monaka was as well. Now, in terms of action, we only really got to see one real action sequence in this episode, which was when Goku was training with Vegeta in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber. And personally, I wish that they had actually dedicated a whole episode to showing all of the characters training again, because I think it would have been very funny to see both Goku and Vegeta training, because the clash of their personalities would have been interesting, as we saw Goku training with Gohan in Dragon Ball Z. But yeah, the action sequences were brief and entertaining. Now let's move on to some interesting details. First of all, in Dragon Ball Super the anime, Cabba didn't explain why the Saiyans didn't have tails, whereas in the manga he explained that it was part of the evolutionary chain. Also, in the version that I saw, the translation stated, according to Whis, that it would take them 3 hours to get to the tournament, which puts into question the speed of Whis and his cube. The next interesting detail is the fact that now that the Supreme Kai and Kibito have unfused, I think we can all agree that although it was pretty obvious from before, GT is officially written off, considering Kibito Kai existed in GT. Now, in terms of impressions, this episode gave off a very comedic atmosphere, and it didn't feel like a filler episode from the simple fact that we met new characters and events took place. It definitely didn't feel like a waste of time, and the comical moments made this episode significantly more entertaining than it most likely would have been without it. Now, in terms of memorable moments, there are two memorable moments to me from this episode. Both are comical scenes. The first one is when Goku and Vegeta emerge from the Hyperbolic Time Chamber looking all beat up with beards. The next is the best part of this episode, when Goku simply just flat out punches Monica straight through the face. It was hilarious, to say the least. Overall, I'm going to have to give this episode 5 stars. I know there wasn't that much action, and there wasn't any real new content that took place in the episode that we weren't expecting if you've already read the manga. But, by far, in all of my years watching Dragon Ball, this was definitely one of the funniest episodes I've ever seen in all of my years watching Dragon Ball, ranging from Dragon Ball Z, Super, GT, and everything along those lines. And because of that, I'm going to have to give this episode 5 stars because of comedy and entertainment strictly. In the comment section below, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on what do you think is the funniest episode of the Dragon Ball series that you've ever seen. And this doesn't just count Dragon Ball, it's everything Dragon Ball related. But with that said, guys, the video doesn't end here, as I will be giving you my predictions for episode 33, which is called Be Surprised Universe 6, This is Super Saiyan Goku. Well, as far as my predictions go, we all know that Goku will beat Botamo. The question is, however, how many episodes will it be and how many episodes will it take? Well, considering the fact that Piccolo is scheduled to face Frost in episode 34, that means that Botamo will most likely be defeated in this upcoming episode. Also, because of the manga fight, it's hard to see Dragon Ball Super stretching this fight out even more. So with all of that said, I predict that Goku will defeat Botamo next episode. And I wish I could predict more for you guys, but the previews, the manga, and everything else really don't suggest other things to predict. So guys, that's been my video for today. Overall, I haven't been this excited to watch Dragon Ball in a long time, and this is what I looked forward to when Super was announced. In the comment section below, post hashtag Goku versus Winnie the Pooh if you are just as hyped as I am about Dragon Ball Super. So most importantly, over everything else, please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. And remember, as I always say, to have a great day, guys.